The Blennerhassetts lived there in the late 18th century into the early 19th century, 17, 1800s. The ghost of the Silver Run was first spotted in the early 20th century. They lived in the Surround, and they had, in fact, bought a house or an island right outside Parkersburg on the Ohio River. Both the North Bend State Park and Cairo and Parkersburg, West Virginia, are on the Ohio River. And in fact, some of my family members visited Blennerhassett Island during the vacation because it's a noted place, a wealthy American family, noted, blah blah blah. But that was a detail I forgot. That on the way out, Zach had forgotten or Zach had mentioned that he had gone to the bathroom. Someone turned out the light and closed the door and locked it. Why is that significant? Because he had to reach down and unlock the door before it would open. And the Silver Run is like as I say, the MKT Trail. It's a railroad bed that's now been leveled out. And we were having an extremely pleasant family vacation, biking and hiking on the Silver Run, and I hadn't read anything about this state park it really was a cinematic or a scene from a novel where the father types in North Bend and ghost, and you hit it, and it comes up with the ghost of the Silver Run. I learned out about Margaret Blennerhassett from the people on Shadowlands because they told me about that story, some people from West Virginia. It's curious, when I got on that website, I was educated in a way that most people would dismiss out of hand had they not been through an experience like this. And I no longer take that flippantly. When I logged on to that site, I got literally hundreds of replies of people telling me, oh yeah, I've been through something like that. In fact, something exactly like that. And all these things, with the lights going out and the nightmares, these are common experiences. One of the weird things I learned, I came back to work after that vacation and told everybody I knew. You know, this was, it's embarrassing to talk about stuff like this in the workplace, but it's an example of I won't call it spiritual. It's an example of a personal urge that is so strong it overrides the protocols of normal social stuff. And I mentioned this at one of our management team meetings, and everybody kind of perked up. And of that group of 12 people, 2 people had similar experiences. And what I take with me from this, I call this a haunting. This was a haunting. I don't know if it was Margaret Blennerhassett. I don't know if it was the ghost of the Silver Run. I don't know what it was. But what I take from this is real. And I challenge anyone, and I have brought this up many, many times at gatherings. You ask any group of 10 people, you tell them about something like this and say, have you had a similar encounter? And in this group of 10 people, 2, sometimes 3 people will have had this. And I've met people who had exactly the same experience, that it was nightmares visiting their homes while they lived there, and the nightmares got so bad they had to leave. And other manifestations, like their dogs and their cats going crazy and not staying in the house and refusing to come back to the house, and people seeing shapes in the backyards, all that weird stuff. But at the heart of it, what made me a believer was my own experience. But what I found most corroborating was that so many other people have had experiences that are extremely similar. At every step of the way. It's almost a joke that lights go off and on, and that light switches don't work in places that are haunted. I mean, that's such a common trait. All those guys knew that. I've been always interested in transcendence, the notion that our physical perceptions and our physical being is if not illusory, just part of something much, much greater. It's almost as if there's something behind, in an odd way, behind the physical universe that supports it. And I do have those kind of beliefs. Perhaps the entire material universe is built on a spiritual universe rather than the other way around. That the material plane is the thing that gives birth then to some sort of spiritual level that's up here. No, this flips that on its head and makes the spiritual plane the first and in fact most real plane that contributes to the material plane. It's really interesting because I have in my life, in my reading, in my thinking, in my meditation, explored the idea of the nature of reality. I've been always open to that. I always dismissed this idea of ghosts and haunting as a joke, as stupid third-class folklore, if you will. And yet I did find out, and one thing that you must take from this, many people have had experiences just like mine, where they're in their own home. It can be an apartment, it can be a cabin they're living in, a house. They have problem with the lights. They have problems with their children having nightmares. They themselves have nightmares. Odd things take place unaccountably. Clocks not being right, things being shifted in the morning after you've gone to bed the night before. I found out that the people on Shadowlands, really, it was like, give me the 10 steps of when you know your haunting is real, and all these 10 steps are the same. And I do take it as it was, in a way, a gift, because it was such an enormous, eye-opening experience. My interest in life and in reality is to embrace as much as I can. I want to know what's real.